so all the executive directors came, but we were told no partners, no spouses, which was kind of weird. And so we gather, and we gather at JFK to go over, and there was one JCC exec that brought his wife along. And everyone was, a little miffed, a little lie. But anyway, it happened. And so we flew across, we had our first meeting in a hotel in Warsaw. Everyone introduced themselves, including the wife, who said that her dad, Rabbi, started the March of the Living, and which is why she was involved, which we thought was eligible to come along. And so as we did our behind-the-scenes trip, she talked about her dad's vision of engaging the next generation and getting them involved. And so for me, it was a very, very special experience. It was personalized because I had a staff person with me who didn't want to go on the trip. And I had to kind of convince her that it's good. And I found out the reason she didn't want to go was because her mom and grandmother were in Auschwitz. And no one knew the story. And they survived. And so as we're going through the tour, she's correcting the tour guide about stories from her mom of this is really what happened, or this is what my mom told me. It was just such a meaningful, heartfelt story, but it was serious. It was serious, and it was heavy, and it was intellectually challenging. And I was thinking, how can 15, 16, and 17-year-olds do this? How can they process this? Isn't it wasted on these people? This should be for adults. So I was struggling with that. And when I came back, I used to be the executive in Vancouver. So I was talking to some people in Vancouver, and they said, well, talk to my kids. My daughter, when she's now 25, talk to my kid. And for every single young person that I spoke to, and these young people were now in their 20s and 30s, it was the most meaningful Jewish event of their life. And the way they intellectualized the trip and processed it in terms of their own sense of identity was profound. And I realized maybe it's wasted on us and needs to really go to young people. So I'm thrilled for us to be able to host this evening. I'm looking forward to the stories. And now I'll go into an introduction that I have 2 pages, but probably could fill 5 or 6. So, this is part of our energy management program. So you have to keep moving around, okay? If it gets boring, we're all in trouble. Ellie Rubenstein is the religious leader of Congregation Habonim, a liberal synagogue in Toronto founded by Holocaust survivors from Germany and other Eastern European countries. He has served the congregation since 1988 and has helped shepherd its growth from an 80-family congregation to its current size of 300 families. Ellie Rubenstein is National Director of the March of the Living and the founder of the March of Remembrance and Hope, an educational initiative for college and university students of diverse faiths and ethnic backgrounds designed to teach about the grave consequences of hatred and prejudice through the study of the Holocaust in Poland and Germany. Thousands of students of Christian, Muslim, First Nations, Rwandan, Polish, Catholic, Hindu, and Buddhist backgrounds have participated in this program since its inception in 2001. He is editor of a collection of poetry, prose, and art on the Holocaust, composed by North American participants in the March of the Living. The book titled, For You Who Died, I Must Live On, Reflections on the March of the Living, was the recipient of a Canadian Jewish Book Award. He is also producer of Songs for March of the Living, a collection of Holocaust songs recorded by the Habonim Youth Choir of Toronto, and Lay Down Your Arms, a music video on the theme of peace, featuring footage of children from a variety of cultures and geographic regions. He is a writer and storyteller. He authored a storytelling column for the Canadian Jewish News and is a frequent contributor to the newspaper, as well as a frequent public speaker to both Jewish and non-Jewish audiences. Ellie's work has been featured in a wide variety of publications and broadcast media. In 2006, Ellie assisted the Oprah Winfrey Show with the segment featuring Elie Wiesel's visit to Auschwitz, which was seen by tens of millions of viewers around the world. I was one of those. In addition to his work with Holocaust education, Ellie is a celebrated Jewish storyteller and president of the Israel Guide Dog Center for the Blind, Mickey, this is your Labrador Retriever, I believe, has contributed his assistance to Via Havta, the Canadian Jewish Humanitarian Relief Organization, helping them organize their annual Passover Seder for the homeless, and traveling on their behalf to Guyana and Zimbabwe to assist in their humanitarian work in these countries. In 2008, Kelly was honored with the Via Havta Tikkun Olam Education Award, given yearly to the Canadian educator who has made significant contributions in the field of Tikkun Olam education. Programs Ellie Rubenstein has initiated in Canada in the areas of Holocaust, genocide, and anti-racist education have changed the lives of thousands of young people in Canada and elsewhere, and have been recognized worldwide as model educational programs. Before we begin, I'd like to thank our partner, Beth Emet Synagogue. By the way, I was in Israel 2 weeks ago with a group called JCC Global, JCCs from around the world. A buddy of mine is the executive director of the JCC in Krakow, and he said, "Do you know this guy, Rabbi Morrison? He's coming to my JCC next week." So some of Beth Emet is not here; they're overseas. Please join me in welcoming Ellie to the 3rd Annual Jewish Book Festival.